Hello everyone, MikeMoneyGMR here, and welcome to Let's Show Off Truxton. Yes, I can now officially show off this game as well. And, well, you got this little demo here, and the TV's kind of loud for this game. There we go, that should help out a little bit. Now, you can't really get any of the sound effects from this demo here. It's just showing you kind of how the gameplay works with shooting stuff and all that. Anyway, to start, you hit start. You can play it on any difficulty you really want. But before I start on this, I want to give you a backstory to this game. Because if you remember right in Let's Chat, I told you that this game would be a great game to see a remake of. And yet Nintendo is not willing to do it. And neither is any other company out there, and there's really no there's forums and stuff where people are saying that it needs to be released. Like they're saying this should be released like ASAP. I mean, there's really no reason why they're not letting this out, and they're right. There really is no reason for them to not re-release this great game. But anyway, basically a few things about Truxton. You have your Sega controller. And you have, if you've never used a Sega controller before, the button scheme is A, B, C, X, Y, Z, start mode. I have a special controller that has a turbo and slow mo, and then the control pad. In this game, the only buttons that are used are C and B, and the start button, and then the control pad. That's pretty much all you need for this game, because C is for auto fire, A is to single fire if you want to use that, like kind of tap it like the good old days. But if you just want to hold it down, you want to use C. Now anyway, when you first start out, you get that great intro, and that's the only time you really hear that song in the game, is like the very beginning, which is kind of interesting. Anyway, yeah, this is how the game starts. You start out on the base, which is what that pretty much was, and you're flying into pretty much space to face off against these alien enemies. Now the way the gameplay works, you have mini bosses like these guys. You have regular bosses, which will be coming up later. And then you just have your meaningless enemies that fly around. And you got your turrets. You got like special enemies that come onto the screen, like these guys. You can actually fly over these enemies. They're not going to get in your way. Like, you can crash into certain enemies, but these won't actually harm you if you fly above them, except for their bullets, of course. The skull enemies always drop power-ups. The rest of the enemies rarely drop anything. In fact, I don't think they ever do. For the most part, you just got to keep going, and there's two of our power-ups there. Green is an electrical attack. No, blue is electric attack. Green is this like kind of beam ability which can like annihilate almost any enemy in the game, except for the bosses with one shot. So that's why you kind of want to use this one, and it's the most powerful weapon in the game. But you got to be careful, because if you grab that red power up, you're back to the beginning weapon. Now for these guys, if you stay close to them, they won't shoot at you like that. But if you get too far away, they will start spraying bullets on the screen. Now you notice that when I used a bomb, though, it destroyed the bullets. If you ever feel like you're in danger of dying, use a bomb and you won't die, because they'll destroy the bullets and the enemies around you. I'm not really sure how much damage the bomb really does. I can't really give you that information. But the bomb is always close to your character. Now you notice I was trying to avoid that speed power-up. If you get too many speed power-ups, it's impossible to dodge enemies and you will die really quick. So instead of trying to grab every single speed power-up you can, it's better to try to avoid getting so many of them. Now anyway, you notice that when I got 5 Ps, I got a new weapon. I got an upgraded version of the weapon I had before. In this case, I get 3 shots with the green blaster. If you have the red weapon, you get 5 shots, but it's weaker, of course. And these enemies here are probably killing me because these are bastard enemies. They are really goddamn hard to kill. Yeah, I'm gonna waste a bomb there. Damn it! Yeah, like I said, it's really difficult to fight those guys. Anyway, though, something you should know about this game. Every time you die, you retain all your power-ups for the most part, except for weapon power-up that you had. For example, you notice I'm back to the red power-up until I got that blue power-up. And you also don't maintain any like power-ups in the way of, like, you know, the spread shot. You don't have the triple spread shot for the other weapons if you change to them. So you should keep that in mind. It's always a good idea to keep a steady amount of power-up bonuses with you. Yeah, I'll take that. I don't really think this is really good for them. With the I forget what the official name for this, but what I call it, the what is it called? I just drew a blank. Tesla coil. I call it the Tesla coil. It's not really called that. It's given another name. But with the Tesla coil power-up, it'll always attach to enemies that, you know, take more than 1 shot to kill, like these here, you know. And so that can be a good thing, and it can actually be a bad thing, because if you notice, it kind of takes up the whole screen and it kind of blocks your view. If for any reason you have this power-up and enemies are like shooting bullets at you like this, you know, it's possible that you will actually not be able to see where the bullets are coming from and thus get your ass shot because, well, you couldn't see them. And yeah, that was kind of a required thing for me to do there. Now, if I had the green power-up, I could shoot this thing in the middle and get some 1-ups for my trouble. But I don't, so I'm just going to have to fly by it. There's little secrets like that spread throughout the game. And you notice the music just changed, that means you hit a checkpoint. Every single time the music changes or you get to a certain point in the game, you get a checkpoint. Sorry if I'm all over the place, I just gotta explain everything as it comes onto the screen, because, you know, with this type of game, you have to be constantly paying attention. But here's one of our first bosses here. He has little launchers all over his body, and the ones on the side too. And I tried using a bomb there, but it failed. Yeah, one thing you might want to know is when you die, you get sent backwards a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit to make it noticeable. And when you get sent backwards, if you keep dying when you get sent backwards, you'll get sent backwards even more until you reach the barrier of, you know, you can't go further than that. And there is a barrier. There's always a barrier. So don't think that, oh man, I got so far and I died 3 times in a row. Does that mean I'm getting knocked back even further than I was? No. It just means that you're going to go back to wherever the start of that checkpoint was. Now, the single blaster here, chances are we will not survive with this. Unless you waste all 3 of your bombs. Which I have had to do before. It's not really that hard to do on this boss, is to waste bombs. Also, you may be wondering, how many continues do you get? Unlimited. For the most part, on easy and normal mode, you get unlimited continues. I think even on hard mode, you might get unlimited continues. It's just the game is a lot harder. And you might be wondering, how long does this game last as well? This game is actually one of the games in its existence that once you make it all the way to the end, it just recycles itself and puts it on the next level of difficulty. For example, if you start on easy, it's going to go to normal, and then after you get through normal, if you do, you get to put on hard, and then if you get through hard, you unlock something else, I think, but I forget what it is because we've never actually done that ourselves. Now, story time for the game as well. This is another game that me and my whole family used to play like crazy when I was younger. Some things you got to know about the game. Yeah. As you go further and further into the game, you meet harder and harder enemies, of course, and you also start to realize how difficult it is with just this basic gun, which you can go through the entire game with the basic gun. It's just going to be hell on earth for you, especially once you get to the later levels, where things start appearing all over the screen, and it becomes harder to hit them. And then you have to start doing this maneuver, like spinning in circles, flying back and forth, like all over the screen, As you can tell, this is probably one of my favorite songs in the game right here. The songs are kind of repetitive after a while because, they only had, I think, like 3 or 4 songs to choose from. I'm going to grab this. And I'm not saying that all that's a bad thing, of course, as always. But you could tell the limitations that they had to face as well with Sega. But of course, they never let it hold them back. And these guys right here are bastards. They will actually target your ship as they spin around like that. And in this upcoming... Oh, damn it. In this upcoming area, having that green power-up is not a good idea because of these right here. See, these light bulbs, when you shoot them, they shotgun blast 3 bullets out. And they will aim directly towards you no matter where you are. Excuse me, I would edit that out, but I can't really do anything about it when I'm playing a game like this. Now, like I said, am I going back anymore? No, I'm actually staying right here, because this is the dead zone of how far back you can go. And don't be surprised if you die like 80 times in this game before you make it to the end. This game is notorious for being really, really difficult on any, difficulty whatsoever. Even on easy, it's like hella hard. But don't let that, put you away from the game, If you said to yourself, I'm not playing this game, it looks too damn hard, you're an idiot. I'm sorry, but you are an idiot if you tell yourself that you don't want to play this game just because it's hard. Because then you're missing out on a really great game. Like, I don't understand people that are like, oh my god, I was playing this one game and you could like die in like one hit no matter what, and it was retarded, and so I'm never playing it again, and so I never got to see the end. And it's like, well, come on, that game couldn't have been that difficult. And I know people are probably thinking, well, you're a hypocrite because didn't you say something that you're never going to play the game, I want to be the guy because of that? And I'm like, no, the reason why I'm never going to play the game I want to be the guy is because I have no interest in playing that game. But this game, it's like, even though it's hard and you have to like kind of have a learning curve about what you can and cannot do in the game, that's what makes it fun. You have all these things where it's like, oh wait, what do I have to do at this point? Oh wait, what do I have to do at this point? And every stage looks kind of the same, and you ask yourself sometimes why the button didn't work, but of course that's just what typical gamers always do. Anyway, we need to get to the side here. No, not at that time. Oh well. What was I gonna say before I got interrupted by all those fucking deaths? To be honest, I actually was hesitant to play this, not because of all the deaths I was gonna have, but because I was kind of like sitting in my room just thinking, well, because I was going to do a whole upload schedule today because I don't have anything that I can actually render onto my computer, and so I was going to do like a shit ton of uploads today. But what ended up happening is I was sitting here thinking about it. I was like, well, I have nothing to do because I'm kind of home alone right now, and so I'm just like, well, shit. I could be playing a game, but for fuck's sake. If I played a game, then I would have to play one that's one player, and I don't really have any right now except for the ones up here that I really want to play. And I know at a time like this I could be playing like Dark Cloud or something, but I'm like, no, I don't really want to play Dark Cloud. Not because I'm tired of the game, of course, as always, but because I'm just really not in the mood to do some grinding right now. I just want to play something, in quotes, simple, so I can just kind of enjoy myself. And like I was saying before, do not be afraid at all to waste bombs. And yes, I mean the word. When I say waste, I mean waste. Because, I mean, there's just some times when it's not a choice of, can I use this bomb here or not? It's a choice of, should I use it? Like, I'm going to use this bomb here no matter what, because I'm going to get fucked over if I don't, you know? There we go. Now, usually when you would get through this light bulb death zone, what you would do is you would actually use this shot. That way you will like barely hurt the light bulb and they won't actually break. But the way me and my dad play, we've always just found it easier to use a bomb at some point and then just shoot like crazy. For these guys, you just kind of want to stay like this, kind of go back and forth. And then you got these guys. These guys are horrible, because when they die, they do that. But they also have this really difficult shot to avoid that they kind of just like throw at you out of nowhere. You know. Here, that was my last bomb that you saw me use. One time I got lucky and got to this point with power up. I forget which one. And so I killed those guys in like a couple of shots, and I was like, hells yeah, I'm like badass, you know. And then I got to this part and died. I was like, well, fuck, you know. It's so funny. I remember how I said I've been cussing a lot lately, which is kind of funny. My sister's kind of been funny about it, because like we started playing a game that we might do a co-op for later. Not that we're done with, you know, Baldur's Gate or anything, but there's one that we might do just kind of give ourselves another, you know, fun co-op to do while we kind of get back into things. And while I was playing, I was like, damn it, every single time I died. And she thinks that she's so funny because she's like, you shouldn't be saying that. And I'm like, I can say whatever the hell I want is basically what I'm thinking. It was so funny. Yeah, I will regret that. Not saying that, but for this guy, you do need at least 2 bombs. But know for a fact that's kind of funny. During this boss fight here, well, mini boss fight I should say, really, the second one that comes onto screen will not shoot you until the other one dies. So instead of having 2 explosion attacks going at you, you only have 1. And so it does make it a lot easier. Oh, my chest is just fucking me over right now. It's like, hey, you want to get congested right now because you're trying to talk to your viewers. Fuck you! And I'm like, no. I'm trying to do something really important here, and you're making it even harder. Anyway, yeah, this boss, it's best to just let that guy appear, and then kind of just sit down here. Make sure to fill him full of lead as well as the other one, or whatever the hell that bullet is that it's using. Basically, you get the picture, though, is how hard this game is. But, and I'm sorry I said what I said, but like, you know, it's just like, let me tell you something. The first time I ever played this game, I got killed every single time I played, 3 times in a row, every single time. Like, I barely did a damn thing and got killed. So, the first time you play this game, yes, you will have trouble. But, you know, you just gotta keep playing. You just gotta get into the groove, roll with the punches, as they say, you know, whatever the hell you want to call it. And just go from there. There we go. And see, like I said, you just persevere and you get further into the game. Now, actually, the best thing about this power shot is what they call it, is that with the power shot, if you get the final power-up for it, you get a rainbow around your, like, rainbow shield around your ship, and then you can actually just use that to collide with enemies. But as long as you don't use it to try to defend against bullets, you'll be fine. Because no matter how hard you try, you cannot defend bullets with it. Actually, hold on. Yeah, I knew that was what that was. That was the only time I would recommend doing something like that. Now, this is what happens when you get a whole bunch of speed, as you can see. You kind of move all over the screen. Now, if you collect, I think it's like 4 in a row, and then the 5th one will give you a cool little sound effect and give you 5,000 bonus points. But that's really dangerous to do. Come on, I know there's enemies here. There they are. There we go. See, this is the power-up I was talking about. With this, you can just kind of fly over enemies and hit them with it, as long as you're careful. Damn it! I was right there at the boss, and that fucker killed me. Oh my god, that is just really bad luck. Because I know I could have killed him with that power-up. It's like very easy to kill anything with that power-up. But yeah, there was just nothing I could do about that. Man, that was lucky. I pulled that off at just the right time. Now, you do want to kill this guy before he gets to the end, because if you don't, he'll start flying all over the screen. And these little bastards will also appear. And, like, his bullets will be harder to avoid. And so you're pretty much screwed. Ah, damn it, I'm going to have to go back to him again. Yeah, see, like, if you can save one bomb, that's even better, but it's really fucking difficult on this boss because he just is all over the place, and so are his bullets. There was nothing I could do about that. I did not want to get shot right there. I would have been like screaming because it would have pissed me off so much. I guess this would be the best time to do it though, since no one's home. Now I know what you're thinking. Does it not do any damage at the start? Actually, yeah, it does. It's just not enough to really let you tell that it's doing damage. Yeah, I wasn't fucking paying attention. My foot fell asleep. God damn it. I swear, I have this thing where I'm just gonna lose my foot one day because it's just gonna fall asleep and fall off. Because I always have it fall asleep on me. Mainly because the way I sit and all that. Anyway, I do want to try to get past this boss at least before I end the show off. And then I'll show off more Sega games. Because like I said, this is a Sega Genesis exclusive. And, well, I didn't get to. Anyway, just let the time run out when you're done for the day. More things I can tell you about the game. There's a part in the game where asteroids fly all over the screen. That one is hella difficult to survive. There's one where there's suicide bomber enemies that come from the top of the screen, and this power-up really helps against that. There's a boss fight where he shoots like pretty much this right here, not like the actual Tesla coil, but like that many shots at once. And you have to like get in between them, you know, which is really difficult, especially with the side of your ship, you know. Oh, and by the way, your hitbox is different when you have that power up. I don't think your little weapon firers there can actually be injured. Like if you get shot there, it won't hurt him, I don't think. Let's see if you can take this guy out with it before the demo ends. Yeah, he didn't even use a single bomb either. That's pretty impressive. But anyway, that's enough of this game for now. I hope you guys really appreciated this, and I hope this gives the, puts the word of this game out and shows people that this is a game that deserves to be played. And I don't know why he's going after all the lights. I don't think you even get points for him. But yeah, I hope you guys can find the Sega that I found. I actually found it at a well, actually my dad bought it for me for Christmas from a Sam's Club store, and they have it in the electronics section somewhere. I'm not sure where. If I had the box up here, I would tell you what it's called, but I don't have it with me. And though the problem is finding this game is going to be really hard too. Like, I hate to be a downer, but like you might have a hard time finding this game after you get it, because it doesn't even come on the Sega itself. Yes, there are games built into this Sega. Of course, the problem is to change from each game, you need to have the wireless controllers that came with it, because they have a menu button on there. And so I'm going to have to switch over to that whenever I change games. But, yeah. Anyway, everybody, I really hope you enjoyed this. And when I see you again, hope you enjoy the game I play next. Till then, everyone, bye.